Evening, Patriots. Me again, Shannon Fox here, devoted Patriots 2. And it's about to start raining here in Waco, Texas. Man, everything's going to cool off a little bit for about a half a minute or two. And that is so nice. But there may be a little bit of booming and thunderstorms in the background. So if there's any background racket, I apologize. Can't help the weather. It's that global warming thing, I guess. I don't know. But today is my birthday. For anybody want to wish me happy birthday in the comment section, let me just first and foremost thank you in advance. Appreciate you all, each and every one of you that show up and follow my videos. Without y'all, I wouldn't be doing this, and that's just the fact. Now, living here in Texas, there is a ton of things going on just this week alone involving Governor Abbott, Stephen Miller, one of Trump's advisors, and Attorney General Ken Paxton. They have been working hard to fight with the parole in place, put a stay order on the parole in place situation through the courts. That was Ken Paxton's doing, Stephen Miller's doing, fighting for the border, fighting to keep people locked up basically versus letting them go directly into the country when they step across the fence. That's what that's all about. Um, they've opened an investigation. Ken Paxton has opened an investigation that I'm going to tell you a little bit about here directly into the voter fraud in the last week. And we've actually got some results from that. So stick around. This is all about Ken Paxton and what he's doing this week to help our country. We've also had Governor Abbott decide to clean up the voter rolls, including getting illegals off the voter rolls, dead voters, and things of that nature. They cleaned up the rolls here in Texas and got 1.1 million people off the voter rolls that do not have eligibility to vote. That's a win. That's three big wins this week we've had just from the state of Texas, fighting the Biden administration, fighting for the border, fighting for election integrity, fighting to clean up our roads, fighting to keep the illegals off the ballot. And that's what's going on right now. I'm just so excited to be able to know that I live in a state that has the best attorney general in the country. It makes me feel proud that we've got a pretty good team over here in Texas. We do have our share of rhinos, no doubt about it. But Ken Paxton, um, Dan Patrick, who is our lieutenant governor, he's a great fighter too. You don't hear a lot about him, but he's behind the scenes helping Ken Paxton a lot of the times. But we've got a lot of really credible players here in Texas, including Governor Abbott, which sometimes I think he drags his feet a little bit on getting things done. But truth be known, I don't really know the inside politics and the bureaucracy he's got to deal with in order to get anything done fighting the federal government. So I won't be ragging on him today. He's cleaning up our voter rolls. That is a super win. Now the trick is to get every other state to do it. Now I've heard Louisiana yesterday is fighting to keep the voter ID, no illegal on the voter roll uh, legislation put into place, and I think they're on a win cycle on that deal. So we do have several states that are finally coming into the fold and realizing if we don't clean up our roads, we don't prevent people don't that are not citizens to vote. If we allow this stuff to happen, we're going to lose our state. We're going to lose our country. We're going to lose our House seats, our Senate seats. We're going to lose the whole country if we let them do it the way they want to do it. You know what I'm talking about, folks. But I got four clips here for you. From over just the last week or so involving what Ken Paxton's done involving the getting the voters, uh, getting only voters allowed to vote. Now, it's a lot of reading here. Got my goggles here somewhere. Mostly just reading, folks, but it's very informative. Just the little bits that I've been able to attain here. So stick around, folks. All good stuff. Says, all right, let me scroll back down. Things already jumping on me. Says Attorney General unleashes voter fraud crackdown investigation reports of illegal registered non-citizens in Texas. This was a week ago. He decided he is going to open an investigation, basically, at this point. It says Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton has launched a comprehensive investigation into allegations that nonprofit organizations, the NGOs, are unlawfully registering non-citizens to vote in Texas. Investigators from Texas AG's Election Integrity Unit have been actively conducting undercover operations, yes, to identify potential voter registration of non-citizens across the state. Meaning these NGOs are the ones that are facilitating these migrants to their next location and in process finding a way to do a workaround to register them anyway. We got some people busted. Just stick with me, folks. A lot of reading, but we do get actually a good, happy ending final result. If you just stick around. It says this is the same unit that arrested and booked Monica Mendez into the Victoria County Jail on June 23rd, 2021, after a Victoria County grand jury returned an indictment against her on multiple counts of election fraud, 7 counts of illegal voting, and a second felony degree. 8 counts of election fraud. They threw the book at this lady. It looks like. So the Texas Secretary of State, the SOS, referred the case to the Office of the Attorney General after allegations of illegal voting. And that is very important as well. Every state needs a great Secretary of State because they're the ones that are usually proceeding over the elections. And so they have to refer any issues they have to the Attorney General for prosecution or investigation. That's the way it's supposed to work in every state, not just in a red state. Says early findings from these operations have already confirmed that various nonprofit organizations have set up booths outside the DPS offices and driver's license places, offering to assist with voter registration. Now, earlier today, I seen the Texas Tribune, which is a Texas newspaper rag, and they are totally left wing. They trash Abbott, they trash Paxton all the time. They were writing articles to try to get Paxton impeached out of his office here in Texas way back when. But just today, they were putting a spin on this whole story, saying that Ken Paxton, and Governor Abbott are trying to disenfranchise uh, Ill, uh, immigrants and Latinos from voting with scare tactics. That was their spin on the whole thing. And so I just thought, let me look into this. And sure enough, there's a lot going on with it this week. It says in a statement Wednesday, AG Paxton, Texans are deeply troubled by the possibility that organizations purporting to assist with voter registration are illegally registered non-citizens to vote in our elections. Ineligible citizens can legally register to vote when conducting their business at the DPS office. Why would they need a second opportunity to register with a booth outside? If you're a citizen, all you got to do is fill out the paperwork on the inside where you're going to renew your driver's license. Done deal. State takes care of it. But if they've got a booth outside, it's because they're not going to recognize you on the inside as a citizen and register you to vote if you fill out the paperwork properly in there. So you're not actually breaking the law in the building, trying to do it the right way. You're going outside and you're dealing with a Democrat NGO. See what they did there, and there was videos of this that were out, and this has been called fake news and everything else. They're saying election deniers, and they're going on with the whole not enough election fraud to change the outcome. I even heard that on the news this morning, behind or uh, on in an article behind the Texas Tribune. These folks are crazy. They're in defense mode, and they're losing. It says breaking I am launching an investigation into reports that organizations in Texas are illegally registering non-citizens to vote. Texans are deeply troubled by the possibility this is happening, that organizations purporting to assist with voter registration are illegally registering people to vote. Now, that was the first article about a week ago, and this here is the Attorney General's page here, is actually .gov page. It says Attorney General Ken Paxton launches investigation into report that organizations may be illegally registering non-citizens to vote. Basically what I told you before, but this is the actual governmental report. Says it is a crime in Texas to lie about your citizenship when you register to vote or to help someone else to do so. You can be sentenced up to 2 years in state jail and pay up to a $10,000 fine. It is a crime to vote in Texas if you are not a United States citizen and a Texas resident. And to help someone vote who is not, you can be sentenced up to 20 years in prison and pay up to a $10,000 fine. The undercover operations have been conducting throughout major metropolitan areas of Texas and are ongoing. I love it. I love it. That's a big threat right there. You will follow the law. All right, now let's get to the current today's news of what's actually happened in the investigation. Let's see here. It says breaking news: Texas AG Ken Paxton launches election fraud raid into Latino Democrat homes, including state house candidate and a local mayor. Officers seized 65 cell phones and 41 computers. Sounds like they were kicking in doors, getting raided. I love it. I love it. All right, let's read about this too. This is the breaking news of the day. Happened about 2:30 today, folks. And the Latinos for Democracy that feel like they're being disenfranchised because they want their illegal friends to vote are throwing a fit. But really, it's the Democrats that are throwing the fit. Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton has ramped up his effort to ensure the integrity of the state elections, launching a comprehensive investigation into allegations that nonprofit organizations are lawfully registered citizens to vote. Okay. Says the aim is to preserve sanctity in the electoral process. It's going to crack down on illegal voter activities. Says the same unit charged Miss Mendez a while back. Says the letter from last Wednesday pressed deep concerns. And today we are troubled that we find out that possible organizations purporting to assist the voter fraud registrations are illegally registering voters. Says, all right, here we go. Let me scroll down. Bear with me, folks. I got to jump around. I lost my article. All right. Says early findings from these reports have been revealed that various nonprofits have been setting up booths outside the DPS. Says Texans are deeply troubled. Now, am I losing part of this here? Okay, here we go. Here we go. I apologize, folks. So the news outlet reported a copy of wide-ranging search warrant left with one of the people targeted, LULAC volunteer. That's the Latin. I'll get the meaning for it here in a minute. Leaders of legislator Latin activity, community support group, something or another voter fraud supporter organization. I don't know. Says the warrant ordered the seizure of all electronic devices at this woman's home. Says uh, allowed for the opening of documents that were business, organization, or election related and authorized swabbing for DNA. Uh-oh. According to a warrant, the purpose of the search was to look for evidence of violation of the Texas election laws regarding vote harvest and identity fraud. Uh-oh. So are they not only ballot harvesting, or are they using other people's identity to vote? That's identity fraud. Medina's home was also forcibly entered early morning of August 20th, according to a filing from his attorney. Officer woke up Medina, his wife, and two young daughters, rummaged through the residence 7 hours, and the attorney said, searching through the living spaces, closets, kitchen, bathroom, garage, family bedroom. Officers seized 65 cell phones, 41 computers, and storage devices, and filings said. Two Democrat consultants who weren't knowledgeable about Medina's business or investigating said someone running an election phone banking or canvassing operation can have multiple phones or computers for volunteers and staff. Medina's attorney was granted his request for an injunction to block the attorney general or any other state official from reviewing the documents or decimating them. The hearing on the search and seizure was set up for September 12th. So it is gag ordered and put on delay at the moment due to the details. It says LULAC, which is the Latino Democrat group, has since requested that the Justice Department investigation Paxton's Office for Potential Voting Rights Act violations. Here we go. We got the DOJ going to go after Paxton over trying to fix our voting system here. It says accusing the office of conducting illegal searches. Of course, they're going to charge him with that too, under the guise of voter fraud investigations. Now, there are several takes on this. It says San Antonio raids of homes of several Democrats in South Texas and what the state of attorney general said is an ongoing election integrity investigation has set off a showdown with the nation's oldest Latino civil rights group. The August 20 raids targeted Manuel Medina, chair of the Tejano Democrats, several members of the League of United Latino American Citizens. There it is, a state house candidate and a local area mayor. Now, if they're all under investigation, isn't it possible that we have got some dirt on all of them? And my question is, why does somebody have so many cell phones and computer devices in one location? There's got to be an answer for that. And for this investigation to lead directly to that, there's obviously other key players that have led this investigation to uh, this Miss Medina. It says on Monday morning, LULAC leaders, state legislators, activists, and other Latino groups and supporters of some of others of some of the peoples whose homes were raided protested outside the San Antonio office of Attorney General Ken Paxton. So they're protesting. This is a point blank voter registration intimidation. Blah blah blah. This is NBC News. So it is what it is, folks. I still think it's good news. I think we need to throw the book at anybody that we get caught doing anything to get people registered to vote, intentionally knowing that they are illegals and they're most likely being paid via the government, via an NGO, which is getting the money to a government agency. That's what it's going to boil down to. Let's throw the book at these people. I don't know if we can stop it, but we can definitely make examples out of the first ones we catch and continue to look for it and continue to expose it and continue to prevent it when applicable. These stash houses with these everything from drugs to human trafficking victims to most likely ballots at one point, uh, maybe even weapons. These places need to be raided. These places need to be investigated. These places that are housing these illegals, that are harvesting our votes, that are promoting the drug crisis in our country. I believe they're all interconnected, and the facilitation of people into this country is a huge leg of it. And we can only fix this by closing our border, by voting this stuff out, by closing the wall, by finishing the wall, by putting Trump back in office, and shoring up our elections in the meantime. So I just want to say, hats off to our state representatives, Lieutenant Colonel or Lieutenant Governor uh, Dan Patrick, Attorney General Ken Paxton, Trump, Stephen Miller, and any other state representative that is fighting the good fight, not just here in Texas, but anywhere, uh, to try to shore up these elections. We got to do it. We got to get these people hemmed up that are acting a fool, and we've got to shore up our system immediately. We're running out of time, folks. Elections start in about 70 days, and actually, in person voting's in about 70 days. But for some people, they start voting in as early as about a month from now. So we got to get this done. Like, subscribe, and share the Voting Patriots. Everybody have a great day. Over and out.